It's been 4 decades since the inception of the Pony Express here at SMU.
Over the years, Eric Dickerson and Craig James have remained close friends.
They fully appreciate the significance of teammates. It's why they came up with the Pony Express Award, honoring college football's most outstanding tandem, regardless of position.
Craig James, from East Texas. Mom and dad divorced when he was young. Moved to Houston, Texas at 1 year old. Played for the Stratford Spartans, won a state championship. Had over 2,000 yards rushing. How do I know? Because I was watching.
Eric Dickerson is from Sealy, Texas, about 40 miles west of Houston. Eric grew up with his dad working for the railroad industry. His mom was a housekeeper. At Sealy High School, the guy ran for 2,900 yards as a junior and 2,400 yards as a senior. Just down the road from me. I was reading about that guy in the paper.
Craig came to SMU because his girlfriend came to SMU. And guess what? They're still married to this day.
Eric wanted to go to Oklahoma and play for Barry Switzer, but his mom wanted him to play for the SMU Mustangs and head coach Ron Meyer. Man, am I glad that his mom really liked Coach Meyer.
Did I think it would work at SMU, Craig James and I? No, I did not. But it did work, and we both had long NFL careers.
Before we made it to the hilltop, we did play in that Texas high school football all-star game.
That's
40
right.
years ago, over 40 years.
Can you believe it? But I tell you what, we were better together.
2 talents combined to create a tour de force, like Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. On this campus, Eric Dickerson and Craig James became the Pony Express, a substantial fiber in the fabric of college football. Duos that define the game, like Doc Blanchard and Ernie Davis, Barry Sanders and Thurman Thomas, Nick Bosa and Chase Young. While there are multiple individual awards, the Pony Express Foundation decided that those special duos deserve some recognition too, sometimes sacrificing that individual honor for team glory, uplifting others on that road to success, off the field, on the field, and in life. With that, we present the 2024 Pony Express Award nominees. Brought to you by Epic Estate Wines, York Mountain Vineyard, California.
To anybody who ever opens a bottle of Epic, hopefully will look at the people they're with and say, that's the best bottle of wine I've ever had in my life.
From 20 tandems on the watch list, it's been pared down to 5 semifinalists. In alphabetical order, from the University of Buffalo, linebackers Sean Dolick and Red Murdoch. From Colorado, quarterback Shedeur Sanders and receiver Travis Hunter. From Miami, quarterback Cam Ward and receiver Xavier Restrepo. From Oregon, quarterback Dylan Gabriel and receiver Tez Johnson. And from SMU, all-purpose players Brashard Smith and Roderick Daniels Jr.
Voting for most postseason awards are in the capable hands of former players, coaches, and media members.
However, this is an award for and by players. The foundation has asked the SMU football captains to serve as the selection committee.
Jonathan McGill, safety.
Jake Bailey, wide receiver.
Kevin Jennings, quarterback.
Kobe Wilson, linebacker.
What's the most important attribute?
Most important attribute.
Important attribute for a good teammate.
Whoever great teammate is trustworthy.
Is accountability.
Is consistency.
Is just being passionate.
Just shows that dog mentality is not only on the field, but in the classroom and in the community as well. So I think it's good.
To have 2 linebackers, both, really leading the country.
Yeah,
but then you got the flash, though, with Colorado, man. I mean, hey.
True. But then Dylan Gabriel has better hair.
True. Like, that's got to mean something.
That's got to mean something.
Yeah.
They are the #1 team in the country. People forget about that. They've been sleeping on Oregon this year.
We can't forget about Junior and Brashard.
That's a good point. Money. Both 2 short, stout guys who are very good at football.
Very explosive. They can do everything. Good guys.
But why aren't we talking about Cam Ward and Xavier Restrepo more? Cam is #1 QBR in the country in most yards.
At Miami, he did. What is it, career yards?
I know, I think it's
reception. He got everything.
That's a great point. They're not going to hear this thing.
True scholar.
I think we're down to 3. From Colorado, quarterback Shedeur Sanders and receiver Travis Hunter. Big hype, big production. Coming out of high school and transferring to Colorado from Jackson State. Both Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter would be at the very top of any NFL team's wish list in the next year's draft. Sanders, one of the top quarterbacks in the land linked to the Heisman, the Maxwell, Walter Camp, Davey O'Brien, and Johnny Unitas awards. While Hunter is doing things college football hasn't seen since Charles Woodson as a receiver and defensive back. His resume includes the Heisman, Walter Camp, Maxwell, Biletnikoff, and Bednarik awards.
The thing I like about Shedeur is he's got this composure and he's got a presence about him. And in that huddle, many times this year, he didn't get rattled, and his teammates played off of that. They fed off of that. They came back several times in games that they were down, and I think it was because of his composure.
Well, you have his teammate, Travis Hunter, who, think about this, played 116 plays in the game, plays receiver and cornerback, unheard of in college football. That just shows you his unselfishness and what it would take to win in college.
From Miami, quarterback Cam Ward and wide receiver Xavier Restrepo. Cam Ward, magician and Heisman Trophy contender, who spent his single season with the Hurricanes, surpassing Bernie Kosar to set every major single-season passing record at Miami. Ward was a zero-star high school recruit. Today, he's one of the hottest quarterbacks in the nation. Ward is on the list of the Heisman, Davey O'Brien, Johnny Unitas, and Walter Camp awards. His favorite target, Xavier Restrepo, a recruiting afterthought who spent his senior season bypassing the likes of NFL Hall of Famers Michael Irvin and Andre Johnson to become the most prolific receiver in Hurricane history. Restrepo is connected to the Biletnikoff.
Cam Ward impresses me because he came out of high school and he had to go to Incarnate Word down in Houston. He didn't have all of these elaborate high-end scholarship offers his way. He had to earn it. Won the Walter Payton Award. That's impressive in itself, right? But the guy's athletic and a leader, and the fact that he had a great senior season really speaks volumes to his ability to connect with his teammates.
Xavier Restrepo reminds you of a receiver that used to play in the National Football League. That was Antonio Brown. He would catch anything that came near him, and that is what I see with Xavier Restrepo, the same kind of player. Not the fastest guy on the field, very athletic, but just such a great receiver, and like he's hungry for the ball.
Yeah.
From Southern Methodist, a pair of all-purpose players, Rashard Smith and Roderick Daniels. Their first season in the ACC, the Ponies ran roughshod through the conference. It was a pair of Swiss Army knives that propelled SMU out of the ACC starting gate, rushing, receiving, and special team returns. Rashard Smith logged over 1,600 all-purpose yards, 8th most in the nation. Roderick Daniels added another 1,000 yards. Together, they formed a very special version of the Pony Express.
Think about it. Rashard Smith came from Miami. He was a receiver kick returner. Wasn't playing much there. Came to SMU. Moved him to what? Running back. Running the football. Has a fantastic burst. Over 1,000 yards receiving. Still runs back kicks. And he's a starting running back.
You and I were in the end zone one time when he went 80
yards.
We almost jumped out of the stands. Yeah, the thing about Roderick Daniels, his teammate, he's got this hunger about him. He wants the ball. Receiver, running back, kick return, punt return, it doesn't matter what the play. Roderick Daniels just wants the football. Give me the ball. And he's hungry. And that kind of attitude really excelled for him.
And the winning tandem is...
Hold on a second. I like the idea of this award, Pony Express.
Holy, not so fast, my friend. I flew a long way for this. And the winning tandem is Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter, University of Colorado.
Receiving the Pony Express Award. Couldn't do without my man's, man. Best duo in college football, man.
What makes a great teammate?
What makes a great teammate? You know, you gotta believe in each other. Believe take you a long way. You know, you gotta talk to each other. You gotta be comfortable with each other. Pause.
So Bill and I met in Geology 101.
We're both originally Texans, and we both ended up going to school in Dallas called SMU. Once we got married, we didn't have much of anything. I somehow tried a great bottle of wine. I got really hooked, and I decided I wanted to get into the wine business. So I looked all through the west coast of North America, looking for the perfect place to make a world-class wine. And all of my studies focused this one little area between Paso Robles and the ocean because it had the perfect soils, the perfect diurnal temperature swings to make the best Chateauneuf type wines.
We started at the Paderewski Vineyard. Paderewski would have his grapes in his vineyard and bring them over here to the York brothers, and they would turn them into wine. So history here at York Mountain is incredible. I particularly loved Paso Robles. I loved the whole atmosphere here and kind of the laid back, almost kind of a Texas vibe.
It was really a labor of love, taking this old kind of wreck and then redoing it. You just walk in and you feel it. I mean, it just feels like it's got a real place in history. It was destiny that this thing became available. And my goal here is to make a wine that is truly memorable to anybody who ever opens a bottle of Epic. Hopefully we'll look at the people they're with and say, that's the best bottle of wine I've ever had in my life.